In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. 1001. Listen not with your ears alone, but with the depth of your spirit. For the moment you are living right now is no accident. The stillness surrounding you has been placed there by design. The uneasiness in your chest, the stirring in your heart, the quiet ache in your body that rest cannot ease. These are not random. They are not burdens to push away, but signals, sacred signals. They point to something extraordinary unfolding inside you. The Most High has begun a quiet work within you, and though the world may not see it yet, the process has already started. Scripture whispers of this mystery, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" Isaiah 43:19. Chosen one, do not dismiss the strange heaviness that rests on your shoulders, the restlessness that keeps you awake through the night. These are not signs of weakness, they are invitations. The divine is aligning your spirit and body to carry a greater purpose. You have been set apart, selected not to fade into the background, but to become a vessel for something higher. This transformation doesn't begin with noise or spectacle. It starts quietly, like a seed breaking open beneath the soil, unseen but unstoppable. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? 1 Corinthians 6:19. This is not just poetry, it is reality. Your body, your breath, your very cells are being prepared to house more of the divine presence. Every shiver, every tear that falls without explanation, every sudden warmth in your hands or feet, these are holy signs. They mark the beginning of a sacred rearrangement. The Creator of all is not only lifting your spirit, but shaping your entire being. The way you move, the way you breathe, the strength that will rise in you, all of it is being recalibrated to carry the assignment that has been written for you since before time began. Others may not understand. Some will question why you seem different. Let them. For those chosen by the Most High always walk through transformation before the world catches up. Now, pause for a moment and breathe deeply. Allow these words to reach the parts of you that logic cannot explain. The change is happening whether you see it fully or not. And if your heart is stirred right now, if you feel the echo of these truths in your bones, that is no coincidence. If you are ready to step into this next chapter of divine preparation, declare it boldly. Type 777 in the comments below. Let this be your sacred sign of agreement, the moment where you say, "Yes, I receive this, I am ready." To every chosen one who takes that step, to those who comment, who pray along, who simply sit in stillness with this message, know this: you are not alone. Your path is seen. Your transformation is guided by the hands of the Almighty. Stay with this message until the very end, for before we close, there will be a powerful prayer spoken over you. A prayer to anchor this truth deeper into your spirit and body. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. The sacred work has begun. Now is the time to embrace it. Right now, something sacred is happening. The sacred work is happening. It's not loud, it's not obvious to those around you, but inside where spirit meets body, there is a stirring, a shift that signals the arrival of something greater. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. The Most High, who sees all and knows all, has drawn near, closer than your own breath, closer than the pulse in your wrist. You have asked for a sign, And this moment, this message, this strange restlessness in your body is the answer. You are being prepared, not just in spirit, but in your very body. What you're feeling is not random discomfort, the tension in your chest, the heaviness in your shoulders, the sudden chills or warmth in your hands. These are not mere side effects of stress or daily life. They are signals of sacred preparation. When Moses stood before the burning bush, he removed his sandals because the ground was declared holy. Not because it had changed in appearance, but because the presence of the divine had made it so. In the same way, your body, ordinary as it may seem to the world, is now being touched by the same sacred hand that ignited that bush without consuming it. Your body is becoming holy ground. This is why you may find your physical patterns shifting. You might notice that your appetite has changed. Foods you once reached for no longer satisfy in the same way. Sleep feels different, sometimes deeper, sometimes elusive. You may wake up in the early hours not out of worry, but because your spirit is being called into awareness. You may find that certain places or people who once brought you comfort now drain you. Conversations that once amused you feel shallow. This is not rejection of the world. This is your inner being realigning with a higher frequency, one that cannot accommodate everything you used to carry. The Most High is clearing space within you, not to leave you empty, but to fill you with something far greater. Remember Elijah the prophet, who after standing firm in front of kings and calling down fire from heaven, found himself in a cave, exhausted and alone. In his moment of depletion, he did not hear the divine in the earthquake or the wind or the fire, but in a still small voice. The kind of voice that can only be heard when everything else has been stripped away. This is what you're experiencing now. The world may see you as tired, perhaps even fragile, but what is actually happening is that you're being sensitized to hear the sacred whisper, the quiet guidance that can only be felt when the noise fades. The meal. So when your body chosen one is not betraying you, it is awakening. The trembling in your limbs, the heightened sensitivity to sound, the sudden tears you cannot explain. These are not weaknesses. These are openings. Strengthen the weak hands and make firm the feeble knees, says Isaiah 35:3. Because the road ahead is not for the faint of heart. But you are not faint of heart, you have been chosen for this. And why? Because you've already endured what others could not. You have weathered storms in silence. You have waited in patience when answers seemed far away. You have stayed faithful in moments where giving up would have been easier. Now, the Holy One is asking you to make room, not just in your thoughts or prayers, but in your very breath, your posture, your steps. The sacred work requires a vessel strong enough to carry it. And so your body is being shaped into something new. The Ark of the Covenant, the vessel that once carried the very presence of God, was not built in haste. It was crafted with precision, using materials chosen for their strength and beauty. In the same way, you are being built patiently, carefully into someone who can carry the presence of the divine in daily life. This is not about following strict rules or denying your humanity. It is about expanding your capacity to hold what others cannot. You may find yourself withdrawing from the noise of the world. This is not isolation, this is consecration. Even Jesus, after teaching, healing and performing miracles, regularly withdrew to lonely places to pray, to reconnect with the Father. The solitude you are feeling is a sacred space being carved out inside you. It is not emptiness. It is room being made for clarity, for discernment, for deeper strength. And yes, there will be moments when the weight feels heavy, when the ache in your bones feels like too much, when the quietness of your life makes you wonder if you are missing out on something. But hear this truth. What feels like confinement is often the preparation before resurrection. The stone is always rolled away after the stillness of the tomb. What you are sensing in your body is not death, it is the prelude to new life. Do not dismiss these signs. Do not label them as weakness. Do not try to numb them or explain them away. Your spirit knows better. These signals are the sacred ones, speaking not just to your heart, but to your very structure, your bones, your breath, your nervous system. You are being wired for the next phase of your calling. This is not a passing wave of emotion. This is not mere excitement. This is a deep structural change, a recalibration of everything you are so that you can carry the weight of purpose you were born for. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Chosen one, this is not just poetry, this is your present reality. The strength you need is not being given to you externally. It's being built within you now. So breathe, allow the discomfort. Lean into the quiet. Let the transformation happen in its fullness. You're not just being prepared to act, but being prepared to become, to carry sacred power in a way the world will not always understand, but will undoubtedly feel. Chosen one, you are carrying within you blueprints, assignments, and silent instructions meant to shift not only your life, but the lives of others. These unseen purposes are not yet visible to the world, but they are real, pulsing quietly in the depths of your spirit, waiting for the appointed time to emerge. And this chosen one is why your current experience feels both mysterious and weighty. The tension you feel is not a sign of failure. It is sacred preparation. The unease that rests in your chest, the restlessness that stirs in your body, the deep sighs that rise without warning, these are not mere human frustrations, they are holy indicators. You are not placed on this path for comfort. You are placed here to reflect the presence of the Most High, to become a living vessel of divine purpose. Even now, as your body shifts in response to unseen instructions, know this: the intensity you feel is not a punishment but a process. The Holy One allows you to feel this sacred pressure, not to break you but to build you. When the moment comes for you to step forward fully, every part of you, your mind, your heart, your very body will be ready. This is not just about spiritual willingness, it is about full-bodied readiness. Remember the story of Jacob wrestling with the angel in the night. That wasn't just a spiritual struggle, it was physical. His hip was touched, his body was changed. From that day on, he walked differently, not just because of injury, but because of transformation. You too are being reshaped, not only in thought or emotion, but in how you physically move through the world. This is why sleep feels different. This is why certain foods no longer sit well in your body. This is why your energy rises and falls in unexpected rhythms. These shifts are not random. They are signs that you are being restructured to carry more of the divine presence. You ask the Most High to work through you, and this is the answer to that request. Before you can be sent into the fullness of your calling, you must be made capable of bearing it. The Holy Spirit never rests upon what has not first been prepared. And so you are being prepared, not just in spirit, but in body. The trembling you sometimes sense, the vivid or unusual dreams that visit you in the night, the shifts in your cravings and routines. These are all part of the sacred recalibration. Do not resist this work. Trust it. Yield to it. You are not losing strength. You are being given new strength. You are not being drained. You are being rebuilt. The process might feel like letting go, but it is actually an expansion. Your capacity is growing. Your spirit and body are learning to partner in ways they never have before. A significant calling is approaching. This is not about burden, it is about trust. The Most High entrusts you with something precious, something woven into the fabric of eternity. This is not a small role. It carries weight because it carries meaning, and meaning often requires endurance. But do not fear. The one who calls you also equips you. Your body is not failing you, it is being sanctified, becoming a holy dwelling, a sacred vessel through which divine power can move. The deep sighs you release are not just relief, they are release. The tiredness you feel at times is not depletion, it is a signal that the presence of God is drawing near. You are being set apart, not just in spirit, but in your very being. Perhaps you've noticed it already, the quiet changes happening without conscious effort. Your routines shifting, your desires softening or redirecting, foods, conversations, and environments that once entertained you now feel heavy, almost foreign. This is not a phase. It is not moodiness. It is sacred withdrawal from what no longer aligns with the new life growing within you. Daniel refused the king's food, not because of dietary preferences, but because he was set apart for a higher purpose. He knew his body needed to remain clean, ready for revelation. Likewise, your body is pulling away from the ordinary, because it is being drawn toward the extraordinary. You may find yourself stepping back from social spaces, declining invitations you once eagerly accepted, sensing discomfort in places where you once felt at home. This is not rejection of life. It is preparation for a different kind of life, a life set apart, a life where your spirit leads and your body follows in holiness. It is not only about people, it's about habits, rhythms, and the small daily choices that shape who you are becoming. Late nights leave your spirit heavy. Unhealthy foods sit in your stomach like stones. Conversations that once amused you now exhaust you. This is not weakness, this is awareness. Your entire being is shifting to align with sacred purpose. What feels like solitude is not punishment, it is protection. You are being shielded, not isolated, cleansed, not cast out. The Holy One is refining you with care, removing distractions so that you can hear clearly, respond wisely, and carry spiritual weight without collapse. This is not about legalism. It is not about perfectionism. It is about readiness. The world may not understand. Some may question the shifts in you. Others may criticize, suggesting you have become too distant, too different, too different. But you will not need to explain yourself. You will carry quiet evidence of the transformation in your very being. It will show in how you move, in the lightness of your step, in the calm of your breath, in the steady way you handle situations that once rattled you. This is the deeper work of the Most High, a full body, full life recalibration. Not just changing your thoughts, but cleansing your desires, purifying your habits, and setting apart your body to house something sacred. What feels like release is actually expansion. What feels like loss is actually alignment. And when the time comes for you to step fully into your assignment, you will not only be willing, you will be capable. not only in spirit but in body. Your energy will no longer be scattered, it will be focused. Your senses will no longer be dulled by the world. They will be sharpened by the sacred. When the Most High purifies something, nothing of the old remains. This is not about surface changes or temporary adjustments. This is complete renewal, a full transformation, reaching into the deepest places of who you are, the spaces you often keep hidden, even from yourself. Your desires are being reshaped. Your impulses are being restructured. Your very instincts are being refined. This is not simply about forgiveness. This is about restoration, a return to wholeness, a reintroduction to the original version of you, the one created before the world tried to layer its expectations upon your soul. And yes, your body knows this process has begun. You feel it in ways you cannot always explain. The heaviness that once weighed on your chest begins to lift. The quiet unease that followed you like a shadow starts to dissolve. The fatigue you've carried, one that rest alone could not remove, is softening because you are finally realigning with the rhythm of the divine presence. Your body was never designed to carry stress like armor or to grind itself down for approval. It was designed to hold the Spirit of God, to become a temple for sacred life. This change unfolds gently but surely, step by step, one decision at a time. You are learning to choose the path of alignment, not the path of comfort. To choose clarity over compromise. To choose eternal connection over fleeting satisfaction. Let those around you puzzle over the shifts they see in you. Let them wonder why you've become quieter, why your energy feels different, why your pace has slowed to something more intentional. They may think you are shrinking, but in truth, you are expanding in ways they cannot yet see. You are not dissolving, you are unfolding. You are stepping into a new rhythm, one that matches the sacred assignment placed on your life. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $120, 0 cents. I pay men to get blessing 100 million. Remember this, chosen one. Not everyone is called to the same journey. When the divine sets you apart, it echoes in your spirit. And yes, it reverberates in your physical form. That ache you feel in certain places, that sudden tiredness in specific conversations, that unexplainable tightening in your body when you're around people who no longer share your path. These are not coincidences. They are holy signals. Your calling is protecting itself. You are being moved onto a route not everyone can travel. And that distinction is not meant to punish you, but to prepare you. Think of Noah, who was asked to build an ark when no one else understood the storm that was coming. He obeyed anyway. Even when others laughed, even when isolation became his reality, that ark was not just a structure. It was a sanctuary that carried the future. In the same way, you are carrying something within you that is sacred, unseen, and necessary for what is to come. Your spirit knows this, your body knows this, and that is why old connections no longer feel the same. You have experienced this shift firsthand. People who once felt close now seem distant. Conversations that once flowed easily feel empty. Places you once loved visiting now feel heavy on your skin. It's not in your head, chosen one, it's in your soul. You cannot force yourself to fit into spaces you've outgrown. You cannot pretend to be at ease when your inner being cries out for more. There is a holy no more rising from within you, a sacred refusal to compromise your calling. At times this will feel like loss. Growth often does. There is sorrow in releasing what once was. Even when you know you must let it go. But remember this, the Holy One is not pulling you away to harm you, but to refine you, to focus you, to set you apart for something specific that others may not yet understand. Ecclesiastes 3:6 says, there is a time to keep and a time to throw away. You are in the time of release, not out of cruelty, but out of love, out of purpose. The exhaustion you feel after certain interactions is not weakness, it is revelation. Your body is teaching you what your spirit already knows. The unease you sense in certain atmospheres is a message. It is your calling signaling boundaries. The weariness that settles in when you betray your own truth is not guilt, it is grace, nudging you back toward alignment. At times, God's communication does not come through words, but through physical sensations, through restlessness, through fatigue, through the body's refusal to carry chaos. The Most High speaks through your instincts, through your discomfort, through your need for stillness. This is not resentment, this is distinction. You are being distinguished, marked for something specific. Fear will tell you to cling tightly to everyone and everything. But love, the divine love that sustains the universe, will give you the strength to release, to surrender relationships that can no longer walk beside you in this chapter, to step back from conversations that no longer serve your becoming, to decline invitations that distract rather than direct. Jesus himself withdrew from the crowds when it was time to prepare for the next stage of his mission. You are not failing by stepping away. You are following sacred precedent. This release is not rejection of others. It is acceptance of your true path. You are not forsaking people. You are refusing to forsake the calling placed upon you. Not everyone is appointed to go with you into this next season, and that is not a flaw in them or in you. It is simply part of the sacred design. Some bridges are not meant to be burned, but they are meant to be crossed and then left behind. You cannot heal if you keep returning to the places where your wounds were formed. You cannot expand while shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. And you cannot align with your highest purpose if you are constantly bending to fit someone else's expectation of you. Your body knows when you're stepping out of alignment. That's why you feel drained after certain encounters. That's why your spirit tightens when you engage in things you've outgrown. It's not anxiety, it's direction. It's not hypersensitivity, it's clarity. You are distinct, and that distinction is holy. There will be mourning, there will be moments where you miss the simplicity of old patterns. But do not confuse the pain of parting with the pain of failure. Growth always involves some grief, but in that grief there is also grace. Grace to move forward, grace to become new, grace to say yes to the sacred task that awaits you. Chosen one, take heart. What you are going through is not collapse, it is placement. You are not falling apart, you're being positioned. This is not the end of you. It is the beginning of something sacred taking shape. You are settling into the divine arrangement prepared for you long before this moment. This is not arrogance. This is not about elevating yourself above others. It is about safeguarding what has been entrusted to you. It is about stepping into alignment with the importance of what you carry. There is wisdom in knowing who nourishes your spirit and who drains it. There is strength in honoring your past without chaining yourself to it. You can keep love in your heart for those who once walked beside you, even as you step onto a path that requires you to walk further, deeper, and often alone. And should there come a time for renewed connection, trust that the Most High will orchestrate it. not by human force, but by sacred timing. You have not been asked to live like everyone else. You have been called to follow a distinct path, a way lit by divine instruction, not by the noise of the world. This might mean letting go of what feels safe. This might mean releasing what feels easy. But remember this, true callings are not casual. They are not hobbies or passing interests. They require full commitment. They require your whole being. At first, this journey may feel like loss. It may feel like you are giving things up. But in truth, you are making room for something far more valuable. If you find that your friendships are shifting, if your days are becoming less crowded, if your heart no longer chases what it once longed for, trust that this is not regression, this is realignment. You are being prepared for moments that will demand all of you, your mind, your heart, your body, and your spirit. There is no room for half measures now, not with what lies ahead. Release what no longer serves you, not with bitterness, but with quiet surrender. Let go, not with fear, but with trust. The way the Most High is guiding you is not unfamiliar to Him. It is a path He has already walked. As it says in Hebrews 12:2, fix your eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before Him, He endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of God. The path of purpose often leads through discomfort, but it always leads to transformation. You do not need to explain to others why you are changing. You do not need to justify your growth. The calling on your life will sometimes isolate you from those who prefer comfort over calling. But do not mistake isolation for abandonment. It is distinction. Few are chosen for the path you now walk, and fewer still are willing to say yes to it. But those who do carry a sacred light, you are among them. Understand this, the challenges you feel in your body are not random. They are happening because the dark forces are afraid of what you are about to carry. You are being prepared to become a vessel of something powerful, and the spiritual realm knows it. Even when you are unaware, you are already involved in this unseen battle. The weariness you felt, the sudden heaviness that made no sense, the inexplicable moments of weakness, these were not accidents. They were attempts to slow you down before you fully awakened to your purpose. This battle is not only in your mind, it is taking place in your physical being. There are battles that attack your thoughts. There are battles that attempt to fracture your relationships. But this battle, this one targets your stamina, your strength to keep going, your ability to endure, your resilience to rise again when life knocks you down. The strategy of the enemy is subtle, to make you so weary you no longer reach for the divine, to leave you so drained you no longer believe you are capable, to burden your body until you question your very assignment. But hear this, chosen one. Feeling weak is not failure, it is not defeat, it is evidence of transformation in progress. You are not being attacked because you are lacking, you are being opposed because you're standing exactly where something eternal is unfolding. The enemy does not target those who pose no threat. The spiritual resistance you are facing is not a penalty. It is proof of your purpose. As it says in 2 Corinthians 4:8-9, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. The darkness may try to harm your body, but it cannot shatter the design that has been written over your life. It may press against you, but it cannot erase the assignment woven into your spirit. When you are chosen for a holy task, opposition comes not to prove you are unworthy, but because you are necessary. The enemy whispers in your weakest moments, you do not have what it takes. But that is a lie. Your strength is not rooted in your body alone. Your strength comes from the purpose that has been set upon you by the Creator. You were not chosen because you are flawless. You were chosen because you are willing. And willingness is the doorway through which divine power flows. Remember Gideon, who stood trembling, unsure of his own strength, yet the angel of the Lord greeted him not as he saw himself, but as he truly was. The Lord is with you, mighty warrior, Judges 6:12. Gideon thought he was weak, but he was already appointed for victory, and so are you. So if you are weary today, if you feel the weight of this unseen struggle, know this: you are not losing the battle. You are standing exactly where you need to be. You are walking the path that few dare to walk, carrying a light that darkness fears. Chosen one, listen carefully to what the Most High is revealing in this moment. If you are willing, truly willing, He will fill the void you feel inside. He will breathe life back into places that seem broken, beyond repair. He will restore what you thought was lost. Yes, there are moments when your body feels frail, when your breath shortens, when your limbs feel heavy as though you're moving through water, when your thoughts seem fogged as if your mind can no longer find the clear path it once knew. But do not mistake these moments for defeat. Do not believe the lie that you are failing. Right in the middle of that difficulty, the sacred work is happening. In the quiet ache, in the stretching of your endurance, the Spirit of God is moving. His breath is entering places in you that have long been locked away. What feels like suffering is actually a sacred unfolding. A new chapter beginning beneath the surface before the world can see it. This is why your body matters, why it must be cared for, why it must be guarded, not from a place of fear, but from wisdom. Not to shrink your life, but to protect the holy assignment you've been chosen to carry. You're getting ready to hold something significant, something weighty, with purpose. And for that, your body must be prepared just as much as your spirit. Pay attention to what you allow into yourself, not only in your spirit, but in your body. Guard your gates. Protect what you watch, what you listen to, what you consume, and who you surround yourself with. As Proverbs 4:23 reminds us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. This guarding is not punishment, it is preparation. It is a refining of the vessel so that when the moment comes, you are ready to carry the fullness of what has been planned for you. And yes, this path can feel lonely. Not everyone will understand what you're carrying. Not everyone will sense the sacred work happening in your body, the quiet shifts that no one else sees. But this is the nature of being chosen. The deepest transformations always happen in stillness before they are revealed in action. Remember Hannah, who poured out her heart silently before the Lord in the temple, her lips moving without sound. Others misunderstood her. Some thought she was lost in emotion or out of control. But in that stillness, God was shaping a life-changing promise through her. 1 Samuel 11:13 says Hannah was praying in her heart and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. The sacred often begins in silent spaces, in private struggles, in moments where no one else can see the miracle forming. So hold on to this truth. The darkness wants you to believe this is the end, but it is not. This is the beginning. You're not collapsing, you're expanding. You're not falling apart. You're being put back together in a way that is stronger, holier, and more aligned with divine purpose. Through this stretching, you're learning how to move with strength even when the path feels unclear. You're learning how to speak with clarity even when the world around you is loud with confusion. You're learning how to guide your physical self to follow the Most High, not just in thought, but in action, in every breath, in every step. You have come too far to stop now. You have endured too much to back down. You are not too tired to finish this. You are too chosen to give up. Yes. The dark forces may try to affect your emotions. They may try to slow your steps. They may press against your physical self, but they cannot erase who the Creator has called you to be. They cannot cancel the promise that has already been written over your life. They cannot block the Spirit of the living God from moving through you. Even your weakness has a purpose. Even your trembling serves a role. Your moments of feeling frail are not signs of failure. They are part of the design. As Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is not about returning to the old version of yourself. It is about becoming something new. Not just in your mind or heart, but in your actual body. Your form is changing to house the sacred. Your breath, your strength, your energy, they are all being recalibrated to carry what comes next. That's why your energy feels different. That's why your desires are shifting. That's why certain places, conversations, and patterns no longer feel right. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. You might feel stretched. You might feel like you're standing at the edge of what you can handle, but know this, you are not breaking down, you are breaking through. The Most High is not just repairing what was damaged. He is building a new foundation beneath you, one that will hold more than you thought possible. Chosen one, the holy design for your life needs a vessel that is ready, and that vessel is you. Spirit, mind, and body aligned together for divine purpose. Chosen one, perhaps you've noticed it feels like you're moving slower now, as if the pace you once had no longer fits. Tasks you used to rush through seem heavier. Your body feels softer, more tender, more aware of its limits. But hear this clearly, you're not falling behind. You're not being lazy, nor are you failing. You're being realigned. The Most High is softly peeling away the world's hurry from your shoulders and setting a new rhythm inside you. The frantic pace that once ruled your life is being replaced with a holy tempo, one that matches the heartbeat of eternity. Rest is no longer weakness, it is sacred. Silence is no longer empty, it is a sanctuary. Stillness is no longer something to fear, it is now your preparation ground. This is not frailty, beloved. This is readiness. Your physical body is no longer just yours to manage. It has been chosen as a vessel for something greater. Every part of who you are, your breath, your senses, your emotions, even your posture is becoming sensitive to the way the divine is leading you. Your body has always had ways of protecting you, not just to keep you physically well, but to make you whole in spirit. The stiffness in your shoulders, the unsettling tightness in your chest, the tremble in your hands or your voice. These aren't random symptoms. They are signals of a holy clearing. The Spirit of God is making room for more of His presence within you. From the very beginning, you were designed with purpose. Before your first breath, the Creator wrote your story into being. As Jeremiah 15 says, verse 6 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart, and now, chosen one, you are being brought back to that original design, not the version of you shaped by pressure or pain, but the version conceived in divine intention. This transformation is gentle but thorough. First, the Most High loosens what was built without His guidance, the habits that drained you, the cycles that wore you thin. Then He removes the weight of the world, the bruises from past wounds, the burdens that no longer belong. And then He fills the space you've made available to Him. You are standing in that sacred middle ground right now. The space between who you were and who you are becoming. That in-between place may feel disorienting, like you no longer recognize yourself, like you're floating between identities. But this is not a place of confusion. Your body stops resisting and starts receiving. Why is so much of this focused on your physical self? Because the divine is not only interested in your words or your works. The Creator of all desires to dwell fully with you, to inhabit the way you move through the world, the way you see others, the way you carry yourself physically. The goal is not just for you to believe in God, but for others to feel His presence through you when they stand beside you. This requires your whole being, body, mind, and spirit to be in harmony with His will. That's why your desires are shifting. You no longer long for what is quick and empty. You crave what is sacred, what is slow and meaningful. You find yourself drawn to the quiet, to simplicity, to spaces where you can breathe without performance. Your body is moving away from things that once satisfied but no longer serve. It needs care, it needs time, it needs to move in step with the Most High's timing. Even your sleep has changed. You wake at unusual hours, not from worry, but because the Spirit is setting your internal clock. Like Samuel, who heard the voice of God calling in the stillness of the night, you are being invited to awaken when heaven is especially near. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. Samuel whispered in the dark, 1 Samuel 3:10. Now, in your own midnight moments, you are being taught to listen for the same voice. This is why old memories surface, why past hurts seem to rise again. Not to torment you, but to be released. The sadness, the bitterness, the heaviness you've carried, they are not coming back to stay. They are surfacing so they can finally leave you. You are being emptied of what no longer belongs, so you can be filled with something higher. Don't dismiss these feelings as random discomfort. They are not accidents, they are holy signs. You are being prepared to carry more of the divine presence than you ever have before. This kind of sacred fullness needs a vessel that is strong, steady, and ready. That's why your eyes have filled with tears at unexpected moments, why you felt weak where you once felt confident, why fatigue has visited you even when your calendar is empty. These aren't signs of failure, they are part of the preparation. You are being recrafted from the inside out, refreshed, protected, and equipped for what comes next. You ask for more of the divine's purpose in your life. You prayed, use me, send me, and the Most High has answered. But being sent requires surrender. This is not about punishment, it's about freedom. Freedom from what used to bind you. Freedom to walk as the real you, the one God placed inside you from the very beginning. So do not resist this holy letting go. The tightness in your body, the unease in your soul, the exhaustion after sleepless nights. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of sacred release. The Most High is stripping away what no longer fits the future He has planned for you. It may feel hard, but it is His kindness at work. You are not breaking down, you are breaking through. Chosen one, the difficulties you've been experiencing are not punishments. They are not signs of failure. They are not life's cruelty pressing you down. They are part of a sacred cleansing, a holy reset designed not to break you, but to prepare you. The world wears us down. Its noise, its pressure, its chaos. It breaks things, leaving people hollow, rushing them from moment to moment without space to breathe. But when the Most High allows you to soften, to slow, to feel more, it is not destruction, it is reconstruction. You are not being returned to how you were before. You are being made entirely new, not patched up, but rebuilt to carry something greater, something divine. This is why you've been feeling more sensitive lately, why little things seem to carry too much weight, why your body reacts to pressure differently than it used to. It's not weakness, beloved, it's openness. And openness is where the Spirit of God works most deeply. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Sensitivity isn't a flaw, it's a doorway for the sacred. When you let go of the walls you build to survive, you will feel more. Yes, it will sting at times, but this isn't about breaking. You are being refined. You are learning to notice without fear, to see what's real without retreating, to move through the world with a heart no longer hidden behind armor. This is the return to your truest self, the person the Most High created before the world taught you to numb, to hurry, to hide. You are learning to breathe with His Spirit again, to listen for His voice in every quiet moment, to let His hand lead you without hesitation. And yes, there were places in you that were not whole, shadows in the corners of your soul. But hear this clearly, He never gave up on you. The divine did not look for someone else more perfect or more put together. He took you just as you were, tired, trembling, flawed, and began this holy work again with you. This letting go is not about losing. It is about becoming. That's why the old ways of doing things no longer fit. What once satisfied now feels empty. What once gave you strength now leaves you drained. It is not because you're failing. It is because you've outgrown what used to merely help you survive. You're not here to just get by anymore. You're here to fully live. This discomfort you feel, the tightness in your chest, the shaking in your hands, the moments of unexpected heat or tears, these are not mistakes. They are sacred signs that the Spirit of God is working deep inside you. When the divine moves close, things shift. There's no way for His presence to come near without bringing transformation. Some days it feels like you're being taken apart, like everything is being stripped away. But the truth is, all that is false is being removed, so that only what is real remains. False strength is being replaced with true resilience. Temporary comforts are giving way to lasting peace. The shallow version of who you thought you were is dissolving, so the real, radiant, eternal you can emerge. And this change is not just for you. What the Most High is doing in you now is breaking generational patterns, cycles of hardship, fear and silence that have been passed down for too long. Your transformation reaches back to the roots of your story, to the family lines and histories you carry. This is not just personal healing, it is lineage healing. That's why sometimes you feel a sudden warmth in your body, a stirring deep within that you cannot explain. It's not just about you being cleansed, it is about restoration happening at the foundational level of your life. The pain you're facing now has a greater purpose. It is clearing space, not just in you, but for those who will come after you. As Exodus 26 says, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. The work happening in you echoes beyond your lifetime. This is why the process feels so intense. It's not punishment, it's preparation. You are becoming a refugee for others, a safe space, a source of calm strength. Every tear you've cried in the quiet of the night, every trembling moment, every whisper of sadness is feeding something inside you that will last forever. You are fitful of suffering. Every trembling moment, every whisper of sadness is feeding something inside you that will. Your struggle is birthing endurance. Your softness is building strength. Your surrender is becoming someone else's shelter. So do not run from this process. Stay present with it. Put your hand on your chest when the waves of discomfort come and remind yourself this is holy work. Be kind to your physical body. Speak truth when confusion tries to creep in. Say aloud what is real. I am not being punished. I am being made ready. You were not chosen just to talk about the Most High. You were chosen to carry His presence in your very being, to hold His Spirit in a way that radiates beyond words. This is why your body is part of the process. The joining of spirit and body is happening now during this exact season of your life. The squeezing you feel, the sense of being stretched, the darkness that lingers, it's all part of creating something that will not fade. The old version of you cannot carry what is coming next. The you that once longed for more cannot remain the same. Transformation is required even if it hurts, but it's a holy hurt. The kind that leads to healing, the kind that makes you whole. Do not resent this opening up. The Most High allows things to break apart only when He plans to give great good in return. Your body knows this before your mind can grasp it. That's why you've been feeling uneasy in places that once felt comfortable. Why you sense a weight on your shoulders that doesn't match your daily life. It's not ordinary stress. It's your spirit's awareness of a shift that has already begun. Before you can speak the next chapter aloud, you will feel it inside. Before you walk it out in action, you will carry it in your being. That's why the process starts deep, hidden from the eyes of the world, but not hidden from heaven. Sometimes the signs are quiet. Waking before dawn without an alarm, feeling a pull to fast without knowing why, a heaviness with no clear cause, a sudden urge for stillness. These are not coincidences, they are signals. They are your body answering the invitation of the Spirit. Your body was never meant to be separate from your calling. It was always designed to be part of how you say yes to the divine. The unease, the heightened awareness, the trembling, these are confirmations that you are sensing something real. You are feeling the Most High's movement before the full picture is revealed. You are being invited to trust the unseen, chosen one. As you stand here on the edge of this sacred realization, understand that this is not just a message to hear, but a movement to live. The divine is not asking you for passive belief, but for daily participation in this transformation. This is not about waiting for a distant future moment. It is about responding right now in the smallest choices you make, in the quietest parts of your life. Begin each day by acknowledging the sacred within you. When you open your eyes in the morning, before reaching for your phone or getting swept into the world's pace, place your hand over your heart and breathe slowly. Whisper to yourself, I am being made ready. Let that simple act set the tone for your day. A reminder that your life is not random but intentional. As you move through your day, notice what drains you and what nourishes you. Protect your energy. When you feel tension rising or fatigue setting in unexpectedly, don't ignore it. Pause. Check in with your body. Ask yourself, am I aligned with what I'm meant to carry today? Or am I stretching myself towards something that's no longer mine to hold? This awareness is part of the sacred refinement happening within you. Choose spaces that foster your growth, relationships that honor your becoming, and words that lift rather than tear down. Drink water like it's prayer. Eat in a way that strengthens you for the assignment ahead. Rest not out of laziness, but as a sacred practice, knowing that stillness is preparation, not weakness. Spend time each day in silence, not to escape, but to listen. The whisper of the Most High is clearest when the noise fades. Open scripture, not out of obligation, but to let it speak to the evolving version of you. Let verses become breath. Let truth settle deeply within you. Begin noticing patterns in your day. What brings peace? What invites heaviness? And gently choose more of what aligns with your spirit's expansion. When you feel drawn to step back from certain spaces or conversations, honor that prompting. It is not selfishness. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $120, 0 cents. I pay men to get blessing 100 million. God bless you.